Have you ever tasted something amazing and then wondered, where did they get this amazing recipe? Most people will tell you, oh, I learned it from my grandmother, or it's something that they taught me at culinary school, or it's something that I developed myself. My story is a little bit different from all of those, because I learned my recipe from a math book. That's right, a math book. And though it is an unlikely source, I bet that it will be just as delicious as anything your grandma could make. The recipe, not the math book. Now, the no-bake cookie recipe that I'm going to tell you about can be made in 4 really simple steps. First, you need to lay out all your ingredients. We have cocoa powder, butter, milk, sugar, peanut butter, vanilla extract, and quick cooking oats. Now, the quick cooking oats are very different from instant oatmeal. They're not the same thing. You don't want to be using instant oatmeal, just throw it out. The second step is to mix together 2 cups of the sugar, and you don't want any more than 2 cups. If you add more than 2 cups, it's going to be way too sweet. I did that accidentally and it was way too sweet. Now we're going to even it out with the back of a knife so that we have 2 cups and not 2 cups and a lump. Next, we add our butter. Now you want a half a cup of butter, which is the same thing as a stick of butter, assuming that you buy them in sticks. And you just want to plop that in. There you go. Next is a half a cup of milk. Now it's very important that you get exactly a half a cup or less, because if you have more, then your mixture is going to be really liquidy and it's not going to set. That happened to me one time, and we let all our cookies try to set, and we put them in a plastic bag, and then came back a day later and the plastic bag was full of goop. And it was gross and we couldn't eat it. And then the last thing that you add before mixing all of it together is a 1/4 cup of cocoa powder. Usually I like to put the cocoa powder through a strainer, but because of time constraints, I don't really have time to do that. So now, you just go ahead and put it on the stove, let it boil for about a minute, and then, I already boiled it. You go on to step 3, whereas we add the peanut butter, and that's just a half cup of peanut butter. Now, I can't rave about this thing enough. This is called the metric wonder cup, and it's just a little push measuring cup. So you put it all in, you just push it out. You don't even have to worry about scraping all the peanut butter or anything like that. Next, you put in your teaspoon of vanilla extract. Now going back to the butter, if you have some family members or if you yourself are allergic to peanut butter, there are a whole lot of different alternatives. There's different kinds of nut butters like almond butter, you've got cashew butter, there's also soy butter, or you could use cranberry sauce, and that would make this whole recipe really different, but I think it would still taste very good, so you might want to try that on your own at home. And the last thing that we're adding are oats. Lots of oats. We've got 3 cups of oats. Now, if for some reason you added more milk than a half a cup, or if it's just your mixture is looking really liquidy, you're going to want to add more oats because they drain all the moisture from it. It's just the properties of oats, I guess. Alright, that wasn't quite 3 cups. And when you're adding the oats, I would add them by a 1/4 cup. So add a 1/4 cup, stir it up. If it's still liquidy, add another 1/4 cup. so on and so forth. And after you've done all that, you mix it all up. It's all nice. You can't tell if there's any peanut butter still in there. If you see clumps of peanut butter, just keep on stirring. And after you've finally done that, you want to go ahead and tear out, I would say, about 1.5 feet of wax paper. This recipe usually yields about 36 cookies, but the way I dole them out, it's actually half that. It's 18, just because I like big cookies, so that's just me. Alrighty. We got our wax paper. Here we go. Just lay it out, and I like to use a ice cream scoop to take out my cookies. It's one that has a self-scooping inside, so that's really handy. And there you have it, your no-bake cookie. Pretty simple. And it tastes amazing. It's so delicious and rich and creamy and chocolatey, and there's not much else better than that in the whole wide world. It's true. I hope I've opened up your mind to accept recipes from strange sources, be they math books or history books or whatever. Now, enjoy your cookies.